In this video, we're going to talk about NoFap. We're going to talk about semen retention or sexual abstinence, right? I mean, this applies, by the way, for both men and women. And the idea of NoFap is to use your sexual energy, move the energy up from the second chakra and move it upwards. And if you can move it up here to the third eye, the doors of perception, you could see things more clearly. That's the idea of it, right? And this is a common practice in some yoga systems like Ashtanga yoga, where if you go and train in Ashtanga yoga, one of the limbs of yoga, the 8 limbs, one of the limbs, I can't remember which one, but part of it is sexual abstinence, if you will, right? To try and achieve certain states of being, etc., etc. So it's pretty common, like it's a common thing, and Napoleon Hill talked about it in his book. And again, it applies for men and women, right? Men and women, we all have sexual energy, that's creative energy. So I talked about it in previous videos and how I had I think I had one time 8-month streak, another time was 6 months. And I'm doing it now, but I'm not on a streak because I just kind of don't give a shit anymore. Like I don't care if I'm no-fabbing or fabbing, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about the mental attachment that a lot of people end up developing to this idea of abstinence, of abstaining from ejaculation, abstaining from porn, abstaining from jerking off, abstaining from sex. And there's a tendency that when you get on this path and you realize, whoa, like you stop watching porn and your energy levels are beaming and dopamine levels are back to normal and you're feeling great, you're feeling amazing, right? And then you end up saying, I'm gonna do this for as long as I can. And then maybe one day you break the streak and you feel guilty. And that's what I want to talk about here. I want to talk about the guilt, because the guilt in this case is an attachment to a certain way in which you think reality should be approached, should be practiced, should be perceived. Because now in your new reality, NoFap is the way. And you start to preach it to everybody, you notice the amazing benefits you're getting, and it becomes the way for you. And then you might start to feel guilty if you're horny. You know, that's a big one. You know, a lot of people who get into NoFap, they start to feel guilty if they're horny. This is nature. This is nature. This is your body doing its thing. It's nature. Nature's designed to keep the species reproducing. The entire simulation that we're in runs on sex. So you're in a nature package called the human body. It's an animal body. It's a human thing. And the way humans keep the species going is by having sex. So it's natural. So there's no need to feel guilty, first of all, if you have jerked off, if you have like a wet dream, or if you're horny. Okay, that's normal, that's natural. And then if you bust a nut, you shouldn't feel guilty neither, because that's now we're talking about attachments. Now we're into the realm of the Buddha's noble truths. Second one is attachment's the cause of suffering. And what's causing you to feel suffering, guilt, is your attachment to your new identity, being the no-fabber, being a self-disciplined human being who does not fab, who does not have, sexual urges. Like, no, you've got to understand the human body that you're in. You've got to understand your human psychology and your human biology, and recognize that it's natural to be horny, it's natural to feel sexual thoughts, because that's literally how nature is wired. So another thing, masturbation can be used actually to practice for, you can do Tantric Sex by yourself, by the way, okay? You can do Tantric Sex by yourself, by masturbating, by channeling up the energy, building up so much sexual energy, and then moving it up your spine and moving it upwards to your third eye center and your crown chakra centers and your heart center. So you could actually use masturbation, touching yourself, arousing yourself sexually. You could use it if you really know what you're doing, and if you're really using it with conscious intention. You could use it to actually experience higher states of consciousness. So this feelings of guilt. So it starts off with being addicted to porn, which is, that's even worse. Like, that's one of the worst things, okay? Then you do the NoFap, rightfully you do the NoFap, very, very good move. And then you see all these benefits, and then you start to attach mental projections, and you want to pin down reality to a certain way now, which is, I'm a NoFapper, and God forbid I NoFap, or God forbid I have a wet dream, or God forbid I'm horny. And recognize that you're now using your mind, creating your own suffering. Buddha's second noble truth, attachment is the cause of suffering. Drill that into your head. Anytime you have a feeling that causes you suffering, scan for where the attachment is. You could do NoFap. I'll tell you where I am right now in this. I'm on NoFap, but I don't even know what day. I have no idea. Because over time of doing this, and streak after streak, and nut after nut, and I started to realize that I was attaching, I was like attaching a certain way of being. Like, I'm a NoFapper, I'm self-disciplined, I gotta keep it this way, I gotta channel the sexual energy, all of that. Whereas now I'm actually doing NoFap, but I don't even know what day I'm on. I don't even know when I started. And honestly, if a nut is busted even after making this video, so what? So what? I'm not attached. I'm not attached to my identity as a NoFapper. I'm not attached to my streak. I'm not attached to my discipline. I'm not attached. If a nut somehow wants to make its way out anytime, then it shall make its way out. Then so it be. So it is. Why should I judge? Why should I place a moral judgment on this? Why should I judge myself? Why should I make myself suffer with guilt? That's my attachment to my identity. These identities are always changing. So what are you attaching to exactly? I bust a nut, I'm no longer a NoFapper, I broke a streak, and now next thing you know, I'm in a NoFapper again. It's like, it's all attachments, it's all mental projections, it's all these identities keep changing. What am I attaching to here? Why am I guilty? Why am I creating suffering here for myself? Unnecessary suffering through my mental projections, my mental attachments to how I should be. It's like, you're changing moment to moment. Right now, I'm changing. I'm not the same person I was a second ago. I'm not the same person it's changing. Everything's changing. You can't pinpoint reality down to this reality anyway, this subjective reality, the Maya, the illusion. You can't pinpoint it down to one thing. I mean, it's always changing. It's always changing. Change is the only constant. So you're part of nature. The human part of you is part of nature, and it's therefore always changing. Your thoughts are always changing. Your body's always changing. It's always, it's impermanence. It's one of the 3 marks in Buddhism, 3 marks of existence. Impermanence. So, but all that being said, I am doing NoFap right now. How is so? Because the more you align yourself with the Tao, with the way of things, with the harmony of the universe, you start to do things without even being conscious in a harmonious way. So now, yeah, I'm like, I don't even know when was my last streak started, but I'm not feeling the urge or the inclination to masturbate at the moment. I'm not feeling the urge to bust nuts. I'm not feeling the urge to watch porn. I think maybe because I'm more aligned right now. I just feel more aligned with the Tao, with the universe, and my actions therefore are just a natural byproduct of this harmony. You see? Like, I eat once a day, but I don't try to use my mind or my discipline or my identity as the once a day eater. I don't try to do that. It's just the way I do things because I'm harmonious. And guess what? I'm not attached to that neither. and like since I started eating once a day, there were days where I ate more than once a day because I was in flow with the Tao. Like one time I went to a Sikh temple when it was the birthday of Guru Nanak, and it was like 11 p.m. You know, I finished my meal at 6 p.m. You know, I just eat once a day, and I went there and there was food. Now, right there and then I was presented quickly, and it was quickly saw this through this. Quickly, I was like, oh shit, I eat once a day. And then right away I'm like, there is an attachment. Now see, I had been reading at the time, I've been reading Buddha's Four Noble Truths and really immersing myself with these concepts. So right there and then I was able to recognize where the attachment is. And I said, okay, you're here, this is the flow. Just walked into a Sikh temple. It's Guru Nanak's birthday. And these people are so kind and they're offering you food. So I actually ended up, like the man who offered me food, you know, asked me, do you want food? And I said, yes, of course. And he asked me, do you want to have it served for you or do you want me to serve it? I looked at him and I said, you know what? I want you to serve it. I want to feel like, you know, I want to see, I want this community. I want to see how you guys do things. And he served me food and I ate whatever he served me. Had I been attached to my image as the once a day eater, then, you know, I would be against the flow of the Tao in that moment. It's the same thing. You might find yourself, you know, on a streak in NoFap and suddenly you're just like, you're about to explode. Okay, you really just need to bust a nut right now. And you're just like, I have to bust a nut right now. I can't even think. Well, what's stopping you? That's my question to you. What is stopping you? If it really is in line with the now. Or what if you're with like somebody and, you know, like you've been talking to them, you've been like, you know, you're just like, that's it. The dance of nature now, you guys want to like make love. Right? Now you might say, but oh, I sexual abstinence, NoFap, right? Higher consciousness. Well, probably in that moment, the highest thing you can do is to make love. You see? If really the moment is calling for you to make love with someone else in this moment, and it's like, you've got to make love. It's just the dance of nature. But then is your attachment going to stop you from doing the most appropriate thing in the moment, which is to make love? So be aware, things are always changing. You don't want to attach yourself to a label. You don't want to attach yourself to a practice that you do. It's just, you're going to find that as long as you go against the flow of the Tao, the flow of the universe, you're going to suffer. That's attachment. By always being in flow of what is, being here in the moment, there's no suffering because you just flow with the moment. You see? So I think still NoFap is a great thing. And I think it comes as a natural byproduct of being more aligned. It just, your actions show where you are, where your consciousness is. It's probably it comes as a natural byproduct, just like eating once a day, but don't get attached to it. Don't be attached. Don't feel guilty. Don't create your own suffering with your attachments to it, okay? That's the point I wanted to talk about here. That's it. If you are interested in this kind of stuff, this, you know, Nirvana, enlightenment, Buddhism, Hinduism, and all the stuff that I'm talking about a lot more in these videos. I wrote a report, it's 11 pages, called 7 Pillars of Enlightenment. And it's like a cute way for me to develop a little system for myself and for others to sort of keep themselves accountable while they're playing this game of consciousness, this game of enlightenment, right? So I'll leave a link for it. It's for free. You can download it for free. I'll leave a link for the report in the description and in the comments as well. So check it out if you're interested. Other than that, I just want to let you guys know that I love you. And I am grateful to be making these videos, to be growing this community. I mean, I'm not growing it. It's just growing because there's no doer to do anything anyway. It just is. Everything is happening, okay? So that's about it. Until next time, may the force be with you.